Here we have an iPad Pro 10.5 that came in for repair, and the customer appears to be a repair shop. Let's read what he wrote. I had a client came in and needed a screen repaired. I repaired it and made sure I was grounded by the wrist and wore ESD gloves. However, upon screen change, a filter blew. I ordered a filter and attempted to perform the repair. The filter never stayed on. After trying a couple of more times, I accidentally bridged 3 other filters and can't get it to unbridge. I can't tell, but it also looks like the FEC connector right below it might have melted just a tiny bit. If that needs replacing, go ahead and do it. If you could, please. I have seen your videos and have purchased about $1,200 worth of equipment from you to do my best to learn micro soldering while watching your videos. I have performed successful charging port replacements and such, and practice on practice boards for 402s. However, this one just won't cooperate. Help, please. If you don't mind doing a video on this specific issue, I would love the honest feedback. Much appreciated. And keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome. So let's take a look. First FEC connector looks good. We do see signs of flux here, but I do not see anything obvious. Right there. We do see a missing component, and we do see a solder blob here bridging 4 components. 1, 2, 3, 4. The customer was not able to undo this solder bridge. We also see exposed ground layer. We have to mask this. If we solder the component onto those 2 pads, there's a chance that that component may make a connection with ground. We do not want that. So we have to mask this, and just keep those 2 pads exposed. Let's quickly do a visual inspection on the board and see if there's anything else. Okay, what is Flux doing here? What is Flux doing here? Hopefully the customer did not do any work on the lower part of the board. And I think that should be it. So we're gonna start by undoing the bridge here. Then we're gonna mask and solder a new component. And hopefully that will solve the problem. I do not see anything wrong with the FEC connector. That's okay here. But we'll see. Let's apply Flux. Amtech 559. We are one of the major resellers of Amtech Flux. So if you are in the business or you need Flux, you can purchase it off our site, along with all the other tools that we use here. Tweezers, the brush, pliers, cutters, low melt solder. It's all on the site. And solder is really stuck in there. We do not know what type of solder was used, but that's okay. All right, let's put this on the side. Our bridge is clear, and now we have to solder 1, 2, and 3. Let's add leaded solder. add leaded solder here also. Get rid of the glare. And we should be good to go. Now I just want to clean component number 1 and 2 because they still have some of that solder on them. Those components are tiny. They are microscopic. Just like that. And now this one is solid, this one is solid, this one is solid. All that's left is this. But like I said, we want to add a mask to cover the exposed ground layer. We do not want the component here to bridge with the ground. Let's grab solder mask, and the tube comes like this. You can purchase solder mask off our site along with the UV light. What we need to do is just grab a tiny bit of solder mask with the blade, and with the tip of the tweezer, dip it and go like this. That's it. And just a tiny bit of flux. And we're going to use our brush to clean this area further. Very nice. Just want everything to look nice and perfect. And done. Meter in continuity mode. Fume extractor off, and let's measure from here somewhere right there. The filter is working, and awesome. We're gonna reassemble the tablet, and I'll be back. All right, tablet is assembled. We're going to plug the charging cable, and we have to press down on the battery connector because the customer mailed over the tablet without any screws and the front camera is missing. So what we need to do is we need to press down on the battery connector. The battery connector is from the bottom, not from the top. I'm holding the iPad backwards. Okay. And let's see. And look at this, the tablet is charging at 5 volts, 2.5 amps. And I see nothing on the screen. Let me just make sure the screen is connected properly. Yeah, the connectors are connected properly. Plug the charging cable and press on the battery connector. And yes, the tablet is on. But look at this. We still have a backlight issue. Now we have a partial backlight issue. You see? Part of the screen is dim. And we have to investigate. And is touch working? Yes. Touch is working. We need to disconnect the battery first before we unplug the screen. And Apple always go beyond their way to make sure the battery connector and the FEC connectors for the screen are placed in the most awkward position possible. Let's investigate what's causing the partial backlight issue. Now it's also possible that the screen itself is what's causing the problem. The screen is not original. Let's take a look at the board. Let's measure filter number 2 on the left side. Is it good? And the filter is good. And this one is good. And this one is good. So what's the problem? Let's go to our backlight diodes. Meter in diode mode. And let's see. I mean, the diode looks good and it's measuring good. What is this? What is this? The component appears to be new. It's a filter, the same one that we soldered here. Maybe the customer tried to solder it on and it just snapped and he lost it. And we just found it. Okay, and this diode is not measuring good. Look at this. The diode is measuring 2.7 voltage drop. Unlike its brother here, that is measuring 0.14 voltage drop. This one is measuring 2.7 voltage drop, so the diode is bad. The diode is bad. Let's remove this component, put it on the side. And now we have to replace the diode. We're going to use our hot tweezers. We need to change the tip. This one's not good. It's too tiny. Too tiny for the job. Since I have about 6 million tips next to me here, I need to find the right one. Yeah, this one is good. Let's see. You can also purchase those diodes from our site. The same diode is used on most iPads. Nice and shiny joints. Let's measure in diode mode. And we are good now. Alright, so the screen is connected. I'm gonna disconnect the battery separator. And we're gonna plug the charging cable. But of course I need to press on the battery connector. So everything is awkward. Like I said, Apple goes beyond their way to make sure that everything is as awkward as possible. Look at this. Partial backlight is fixed. Partial backlight is fixed. Awesome. I just want to test the touch and then, yes, touch is working. Delete, delete. Now the customer did not mail the tablet with any screws and the front-facing camera is missing. So we're gonna have to communicate with the customer and see if he wants us to add screws for him and seal the screen. Because right now, if the customer attempted to disconnect the screen and connect it back on, he may end up blowing the backlight filter again if he's not careful. So that's it. The job is done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions and we'll do something else in the next video.